full-time MMA?
MMA.
Nothing
Yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Gegard Mousasi. Boy, I was ready to get on here hyped up and tell you guys how Gegard's the best fighter on the planet, cause I do still believe that. But boy, he had to survive this fight, I'll tell you this much. Whoo, I was hoping they raised his hand, but I didn't know how it was gonna go. Alexander Shlemenko came in there. See, Gegard had one eye for the last 2 rounds, but it's because Alexander Shlemenko landed a huge overhand left in the first round. Early in the first round, man, Gegard had one eye for probably 2.5 rounds out of the 3 rounds. So Gegard was in there fighting off instinct with one eye, man. Got the unanimous decision. Even though he had one eye, he was able to really, he definitely controlled the grappling. Alexander Shlemenko wasn't able to get a finish. I mean, it's definitely got controversy, and Mauro Ranallo just said it was a split decision at the end of the broadcast, but I'm pretty sure the judges said unanimous. But either way, it was a really close, controversial, I guess, decision. Gegard Mousasi beat Alexander Shlemenko in the main event of Bellator 185, but Gegard Mousasi, man, he had one eye and he was still able to survive. You know what I'm saying? And Alexander Shlemenko, you know, I've seen this happen before where a guy gets injured, like in the Robert Whittaker-Yoel Romero fight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, same divisions, middleweight contenders too. Robert Whittaker was able to survive the 5 rounds with Yoel Romero with the injured leg, and I don't know if that really factors into the judges' scorecards or not, but it's always impressive. And whenever you've got a guy injured and you don't get the finish, I mean, we've seen worse decisions. You know what I'm saying? We've seen worse decisions than this. And you had an injured opponent and you weren't able to get the finish. And Gegard Mousasi, this was his Bellator debut. I mean, it was good to see him get a win in here. He's definitely got a bright future in Bellator, but boy, that fucking overhand left almost took him out of commission, almost spoiled his Bellator debut. His eye was swollen early in the first round, man. I was a little worried for my boy. Gegard Mousasi is definitely one of my favorite fighters. It's funny because in the first round when I was watching him, I was like, man, Gegard really reminds me of like a bigger Demetrius Johnson. Like we always talk about Demetrius Johnson's skills and how he's got the best skills. Gegard Mousasi is that guy to me, like, and he's fought in multiple weight classes. That's why to me, when we're talking about UFC or Bellator MMA overall, I really got Gegard Mousasi as my pound for pound #1, but usually we're just talking about UFC, so that's where Demetrius Johnson and Daniel Cormier and everybody comes in. But Gegard Mousasi is definitely up there for me. I know there's not a lot of Gegard Mousasi coverage before this fight, but this Bellator 185 card, man, it turned out to be a good card, which usually all MMA cards are. But it was really stripped down of a lot of fights. There was a co-main event originally. King Mo was fighting somebody in the co-main event. That got taken off the card. We had a new co-main event, David Caveman Rickles versus Brennan Ward. That fight got taken off the card due to injury. So, I mean, there was a lot of cards that fell off of this. Man, you know what? I'll talk about that another fight. I was going to say, for that fake money fucking betting shit that we do, the series, man, I should have at least seen the odds for this fight. I know Gegard was the favorite, but I would have just fucked around and threw all the money on my boy because that's Gegard. And hey, I would have been fucking happy, even though I would have been sweating. I'll tell you that much. It was a close fight. But congratulations to Gegard in his Bellator debut. Great to see. It is what it is. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.